In The Gunman, Sean Penn's Jim Terrier goes from doing a clean hit in the Congo to getting hunted years later all over Europe. And the gun choices stay uniquely specific the whole time. You don't get one standard action movie loadout. You get guns that feel like they were picked for one specific job right then and there, even if they aren't the most obvious choice. So what do these choices say about the kind of world Jim's living in? Jim Terrier uses a PGM Hecate 2 in the opening Congo assassination. It's a French 50 caliber bolt-action anti-materiel rifle, built around raw cartridge power and long-range precision more than quick follow-up shots. It usually runs a 7-round detachable box magazine, which is a lot for a 50 caliber, and it's been around since the early 1990s. This is also a rifle that basically lives on a bipod with a large optic, because it's meant to stay stable and do one job cleanly, not get carried around like a light rifle. Starting your movie with a bolt-action 50 caliber is a statement. This isn't panic shooting, it's a planned, professional hit. From there, back around the compound and the well site, another long gun shows up, and it looks way more modern and modular than you'd expect in that setting. During the ambush scene, when Jim is back working on wells, he ends up fighting over a Fabrique Nationale Scar L. The Scar L is a 5.56 rifle of Belgian origin that uses a short-stroke gas piston with a rotating bolt, and it traces back to a 2003 US SOCOM request for a more reliable, modular rifle family to eventually replace worn-out M4s. It takes standard Stanag pattern magazines, so it's built around common 5.56 mags instead of a proprietary setup. In the movie, it shows up in a shorter, close quarters style configuration, which makes it feel like a team issue rifle instead of a long, traditional infantry setup. Once Jim makes it out and lands in Barcelona, the next weapon is suddenly smaller, and the big giveaway is one little selector switch that changes what kind of gun it is. Jim arms himself with a Glock 18C at the hotel's stash spot in Barcelona. The Glock 18 is the select fire version of the Glock pistol family, chambered in 9mm, and the C model is the compensated one, with ports cut into the barrel and slide to vent gas upward and help mitigate muzzle rise. The one shown has that older, second-generation style frame, and it alternates between normal-length mags and extended magazines, which lines up with the common 17-round and 33-round Glock pattern magazines people associate with this pistol. The whole point of a Glock 18 is that it's basically a handgun that can act like a machine pistol, which is a very specific solution to a very close, very fast kind of threat. Moments later, during the aquarium search, a different sidearm takes over, and it's known for doing something unusual inside the gun when it cycles. Brügger carries a Beretta PX4 Storm during the aquarium sweep, as the net tightens on Jim. The PX4 is a polymer-framed, hammer-fired pistol that's most often seen in 9mm, and it usually runs a double-action, single-action trigger setup, which puts it in a different lane than the striker-fired duty pistols you see everywhere now. The signature mechanical thing with the PX4 is its rotating barrel lockup, which is way less common than the typical tilting barrel design most modern service pistols use. The PX4 line shows up in the mid-2000s, and the full-size 9mm version is commonly tied to a 17-round magazine. It also has that smoother, more enclosed slide look that makes it stand out. That leads straight into the country estate attack, where the next weapon looks almost sci-fi at a glance, and it's famous for an internal recoil system people recognize instantly. Brügger also runs a KRISS Vector during the country estate assault when everything gets loud and close. In this movie, it's the early Gen 1 Vector in 45 ACP, and the whole identity of the Vector is its Super V recoil system, which routes a moving mass downward into the receiver area to help reduce muzzle climb compared to a more straightforward blowback feel. In 45 ACP, the platform is commonly paired with Glock 21 pattern magazines, which usually means you're starting around a 13-round magazine before you get into higher capacity options. The Vector's tall upper, unique geometry, and instantly recognizable profile make it one of those guns you can spot in a second, even if it flashes by. It's also a modern niche pick, exactly the kind of thing this movie keeps leaning into instead of the obvious classics. Once they're moving room to room in the estate, Jim gets a compact Swiss 9mm, and the tell is those semi-transparent mags where you can actually see what's left. Terrier grabs a Brügger and Thomet APC-9 after taking it off an operative during the estate shootout. It's a compact Swiss 9mm submachine gun built for tight spaces. Usually described as a closed-bolt, straight blowback setup. The easy tell is the mags. It uses B&T's MP9 family stick magazines, often the 30-rounders, instead of a regular pistol magazine. It's short, modern, and very pro-protection looking. Lots of mounting space, clean lines, purpose-built. And once they drop into that wine cellar and bathroom shootout, you're right back into the bigger pattern the movie's been showing the whole time. All of it adds up to a pretty simple answer. Jim lives in a contractor world where guns get picked like equipment, not like icons. That PGM Hecate 2 screams mission-specific precision, and the Scar later tells you the people hunting him are running modern, modular 5.56 rifles, not old leftovers. The PX-4 Storm is a strangely specific service pistol choice, and sticking with it even when it's suppressed keeps that same tool, same setup vibe. Then the Vector and the APC-9 double down on niche modern subguns. The takeaway is simple. The Gunman's firearms feel chosen for the job every single time. Another one where guns are carefully selected, no, curated, is coming up next. Same idea. Every pick is there for a reason, down to the exact variant, the little add-ons, and the way each gun fits the person holding it. In the next video, I'll go scene by scene and call out the models and the tells you can't unsee once you notice them, and those unique specialty picks that only show up in movies that actually